What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Never Fail, and I'm bringing you another Black Ops 2 commentary. This time we're doing some 6v6 on Domination on the map Raid. And this is one of the maps that I actually do enjoy playing Domination on. There are some choke points, essentially, if you can maintain that middle fountain type area right there. Then you can pretty much control the entire B flag, and at that point it becomes easy to win, but that ain't what I'm wanting to talk about. Of course, we did, look at that C4 fail. We did a first impressions video, and watch this horrible aim coming up, yep. But we did a first impressions video, well, at least I did. Most people did. After playing the game for probably 30 minutes to an hour. And now that I've reached Prestige Master, I feel this is a good time to do a follow-up, a second impressions video. First and foremost, nothing has changed on my opinion of the maps, especially with Domination. So keep in mind, everything I'm saying is pretty much strictly from a Domination player standpoint. Yemen, absolutely terrible. Carrier, terrible. Overflow, terrible. Turbine, terrible. And there's probably a couple others that I'm just not even remembering the name of at the moment. But the reason I say they're terrible, if you look at the B flag on Yemen and on Overflow, way too many two stories overlooking it, way too many lines of sight on it. If you ever thought playing Black Ops 1 that Array's B flag was a bitch to cap, then you haven't tried to solo cap B flags on Yemen or Overflow. Meltdown, a little indifferent. It's not terrible. There's actually places where you can actually get a little bit of cover, and that's the key. Is most maps need some sort of cover from certain lines of sight in order for the B flag to just not be a stalemate, that once you get it, it's damn near impossible to lose unless an entire enemy team pretty much rushes it. And you're not going to see that happen a lot unless you're playing a full party. And I don't play full parties. I just don't. I rarely play in a full party, so I'm not going to play against a full party. I'm just not something I care to do. Gun balance. Initially, I said that every gun had a place, and while I still feel that this is probably the best that Treyarch has ever done in regards to a gun balance in one of their games, because let's be honest, MP40 and FAMAS pretty much took the cake in their previous two renditions. I do feel that they've done the best job they've done thus far, but I still don't feel that all the guns necessarily have a place in this game. And as you see, I'm playing with the FAL, and I have not unlocked Select Fire. This was actually the game that I unlocked Select Fire in. So I'm having to use this semi-auto, which is the way it is meant to be. Plain and simple, this gun should not have Select Fire. You should not be able to make the FAL a full auto gun, just like you shouldn't be able to make the SMR full auto, or none of that. I don't believe a burst weapon should have the option, burst or semi-auto, should not have the option to become a full auto gun, because what's the trade-off? The trade-off is having good aim, and that was a host migration, by the way, but the trade-off is having good aim allows you to kill quickly. It's similar to think back to COD 4 with the M16 with stopping power, basically a two-shot kill if you were on target, a one burst kill, whatever. So basically the full auto FAL is essentially the M16 full auto from COD 4 with stopping power. And once I unlocked Select Fire on it, it was just OP, plain and simple. So they got that patch released on Xbox. It hadn't come out on PS3 yet, where it's going to have a lot more recoil supposedly, but even then it might take a little more skill to use, but you throw grip on it or something like that, and you still just destroy shit in regards to having medium range encounters. So personally, I wish they would remove Select Fire altogether. Target Finder, I was watching one of Frito's videos, and he makes some good points, and he makes some good suggestions on it as far as slowing up the ADS speed and all that. Me personally, I just think that when you're ADS, it should hide the mini-map, same as sniper rifles. That way you can't just sit there in ADS and not have any ill effects because of how good the sight is in regards to how much view you have while using it. Then you take into account the perk balance. Now, perk balance, I will say, for 90% of the perk balance, they pretty much got it spot on. I'll give them some props for that. Hardwired, not necessarily a useful perk, but in the same token, it's not a bad perk if you're getting into a lobby that's just full of EMP, nade spam. And God knows there's plenty of lobbies like that, so it's useful, but it's not as good. I said in a previous commentary, I wish they'd bring back unlimited spraying. I think that would balance out the third tier perks, because right now, Tac Mask and Dexterity, in my opinion, dominate that. Engineer's not bad, but Tac Mask and Dexterity will dominate tier 3 perks. But still, overall, they're all useful, with the exception, in my opinion, of Dead Silence and Awareness. You just can't hear shit in the game, so I don't think those are all that useful, even when using a pretty nice headset. I mean, I don't have the greatest headset, but I do have a pretty damn nice one. So see, like I said, gun balance still did a good job overall, but submachine guns dominate the game due to the maps. And snipers, I'm sorry, Treyarch, you fucked up on that one. And also with the Remington shotgun, not a big fan, mainly because it just feels like its one-hit kill range is a little too far, along with the KSG. But at least with the KSG, you actually have to aim. You have to, you have to have good aim, because there's no bullet spread, there's no pellets. Oh, get outplayed, chump. But the other shotguns aren't too bad. They function the way you would expect shotguns to function. Sniper rifles, who, hell, even I can go positive with sniper rifles, man. That shit is retarded. I'm sorry, but the ADS on them shouldn't be any good, or shouldn't be so fast. I mean, excuse me. And then the fact that I've seen, I believe Thunder and Frito both mentioned, and I believe even Elpresador mentioned that the up close range, close range damage should not be a one-hit kill, and I agree with that. I believe the long range, like on maps like Carrier and shit, where they're using the sniper the way it's meant to be, then it should be a one-hit kill. But I do believe close range should not. I believe that would balance them out perfectly, because then people would be inclined to use them like snipers as opposed to using them like shotguns. But overall, most of my first impressions, are pretty accurate. And one thing I will say that I did say in my first impressions was complaining about the connections, specifically on PS3. And unfortunately, here we are, about to be in February here soon, and the connections are still trash on the PS3. So that definitely needs to be addressed, and I've raged pretty hard in my last one, or in one of my last commentaries, talking about the patch and all that stuff. And I know the patch is not for PS3 just yet, but still, generally speaking, the patches are damn near identical per system for both systems. So I didn't see anything talking about connections in Xbox, so I don't expect it to be anything talking about connections in PS3, which saddens me to say the least, because this game has so much potential. I mean, with all the cool ass stuff they put in there, and the way they set up the create a class, basically just ripping off mag and all that stuff, the game has a lot of potential to be the best Call of Duty. I mean, it needs better maps for domination, in my opinion, and I mean, and overall, basically, in my opinion, needs more ground war maps. That's one of the reasons I don't play ground war. I hate damn near every map that you can play ground war on. But overall speaking, the game has, a lot of potential, and a lot of the great things I said about it at the start in my first impressions still hold true. But there's issues with gun balance and all that stuff still. Not as bad as you would expect with Treyarch, but much better than, not perfect balance, and you'll never get perfect balance. And then the connections are terrible. Most of these maps really not very good for domination. And one issue I do have is everybody talks about they took a lot of pro players, opinions, and really, heeded what they said. The only issue I have with that is the pro players probably make up 5 to 10% of the population of people that actually play this game. So I understand trying to, do good things for the pros, because they are pro players. It's what they do. But at the same time, you have to do something for the pubs, more so. But anyway, that's the end of the game. I think the final score was like 34-9 or something. Thank you for watching.